Hey, what's up, guys? It's Eric Fierro and Andrew Lee back together today to talk about some more fun topics. And we actually got a new name for this podcast. It's the Two Drink Max Show. That's what we're going to call it from now on. Andrew came up with that idea, well, a version of that, because he was quasi making fun of me when he did it. So basically, we'll give you a little bit of history about why Two Drink Max exists. For a long time now, I've basically learned my limit in terms of what I want to drink when it comes to alcoholic beverages, and 2 drinks is normally the max. Like I can get nice and buzzed off that, and then I'm good. I don't got to drink anymore because after that, trouble starts, and then bad hangovers, throwing up, all the bad stuff. So I only need to make that mistake one time, and that was it for me. So anytime I'm out at industry events with my friends like Andrew, I always tell them as we're trying to have a good time, I'm like, I'm just gonna have 2 drinks, like 2 drink max. That's my
me too.
That's me too. Andrew's the one that taught me all about the hair of the dog, so we all know if you guys know what that means, then you know that 2 drink max is definitely not in Andrew's forte.
You're taking a pickleback shot at 8 a.m.
Jesus.
It's still technically a 2 drink max, right?
Right.
You got one pickle, one side, one part pickle, one part.
Oh. Yeah, well, today we thought about, we want to kind of talk about a few different things, but more surrounding comedy. Like we're both huge fans of stand-up comedy. We've been up on a lot of the stuff that's coming out on social, whether it's on social or if it's on any of the streaming platforms, we watch it, we enjoy it. And so we're going to kind of dive into that a little bit, but I wanted to start asking Andrew, if you can maybe tell me what your thoughts are so far on some of the stuff you're seeing on socials about Terrence Howard, because up until now, like I know Terrence Howard as the first roadie on Iron Man, and I know him also from the other show that he was on where he's a mogul, he's a media mogul. No, not Power. It was
that's 50, my bad.
It's he was a music record producer. Empire, that's right. And it was dope. Empire ran for quite a few seasons. He did a killer job on there. And, but again, I knew him as an actor, right? I didn't know that he was a flipping genius, but that's what we're going to kind of unpack here, bro. Because I don't think you're on the same boat. I don't think you're in the same boat. When we talk about, is Terrence Howard a genius? This guy's talking about how he has all these patents that, the world of AI, not the AI, but the world of VR that so many of us are seeing now that Meta's into and all these others. He's saying that he actually had created the foundations of that world, patented that. And now you got Meta and all these other large Fortune 50 companies who are basically using that foundation to build up their platforms. I don't know if it's real, dude. I don't know. I'm not that intelligent to know if, like, when I look at his... Huh?
You have a SaaS entrepreneur. Show him the freaking awards, man. You are, though. It's just he is a snake oil salesman. That's why it's not making sense to you. Anyways, go ahead.
He said, so he started getting everyone's attention with mathematics, right? When he said, what's 1 times 1? And we're all like, 1. And he's like, no. 1 times 1 is
2.
What is that? And so now people are like, what? And so he's like, well, how is it going to be 1 time? Like if I had one soda can and I gave you another soda can, you now have 2 soda cans. How is it that you only have 1 soda can? Okay, so that quasi makes sense, right? You kind of got me like, okay, what? So, but does that lend enough legitimacy to the other arguments he's having about, like, he's actually made a call out. He's saying, I will have a debate with any type of scientist, whether it's like a biochemist, an astrophysicist, anything. He's just like Neil Tyson deGrasse. What's his freaking name?
Neil Tyson deGrasse.
So he's saying I'll debate him. And
he's fluffy too.
You think he's also snake oil salesman?
A little bit, no, like not as much as Terrence Howard's. Man, Terrence Howard, man, come on, bro. Like you're like a D-list. Terrence Howard. So me and my friend have an inside joke about Terrence Howard. It's the funniest thing. It's Jamie. I don't know if you ever saw this video of Jamie Foxx on Power 106 with Big Boy, and he's just roasting Terrence Howard. because Terrence Howard said when his music career first came out, wasn't all that.
Wait
Right?
a second. Terrence Howard had a music career?
No, Jamie Foxx. Remember?
Oh,
On some
James. Okay,
Marvin Gaye, some Luther
Yeah.
Vandross. Yeah. So he's like saying Terrence Howard or Jamie Foxx music is not all that. And Jamie Foxx is saying this, and he's a great storyteller and he's hilarious, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's a stand-up comedian too. So me and my friend, we always watch this video where it's like, you talking about Terrence Howard, the guy that plays the same role in every movie? Hey man, what's going on with you, Ray, man? Hey man, what's going on with you with the Empire, man? Hey man, what's going on with your Iron Man, man? He just went in. He's like, you talking about the same guy? I saw a guy walking towards me on set, and he's like, hey, what's up, Jamie? He's still in the zoot suit. He's still in the same. And then Ray, he's like, he said, Jamie, he said, hey, what's going on with you, Ray? He called me by my
his character, the character he played. Yeah, Ray Charles.
He pulled up with like a zoot suit, and he's like, well, Terrence, you gotta come holler at me and say sorry. That's me and my friend. We every other week is like, hey, what's going on with you, man?
Yeah.
You know, that's how we greet each other.
I know that the more that I see bits and pieces of Rogan's clip, which I just haven't had time to sit down and watch a 3.5-4 hour video of Joe Rogan's on their conversation, but I'm not gonna lie, it has greatly piqued my interest. I have a long flight tomorrow, and I might download it and just watch it while I'm flying to just get through this, because I need to get to the bottom of this. Is this guy a genius? Like, should he be on Elon Musk's level, or is he just blowing smoke up our ass and we're just like, bro, you crazy, right? Because we got to find out, where is he at? You think he's crazy?
I'm on team, short story. He's crazy. Like, I'm on team, like, he's just like, his acting career, I don't think is really popping off right now. He just has too much time on his hands, and he's coming up with hypotheses and all these crazy.
My God.
Just Terrence Howard, come on, Terrence Howard, hustle and flow. Come on, man, relax, bro.
He said he was able to model something where he can recreate the planet of Saturn without using some kind of gas or whatever. Like, he was able to recreate it. I don't know. Again, I want to see if that's verified. I want to see what other scientists are saying. But this is going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole, bro, because listen, I'm not going to lie. Like, just because you have a title doesn't always make me think that you know what you're talking about, right? So just because you have a title of doctor doesn't mean that I think you know every facet of what a doctor covers, right? Because a doctor can cover such a wide span of different specialities. So, a brain surgeon is, or let's just say a family doctor isn't going to have the same level of expertise as a brain surgeon, but they're both doctors, right? And so we got to be careful. And even when I try to say, like, well, let me look and see who knows what and what other scientists say, because again, just because you title yourself a scientist doesn't mean that your speciality is that of what Terrence Howard is talking about. You might be, I don't know, a scientist that's not qualified to speak on it. Maybe more qualified than us, but But you got to be careful about who you're getting information from nowadays, right? I mean, isn't that the truth? Look at what happened. Like, COVID is actually a big example of that. I'm not going to get political, but I'm just going to say that, dude, there was a lot of misinformation put during that era, and it was horrible when you come out the other end. Hindsight's 2020, and you see all this shit getting redacted, all this shit getting like, hey, we got to call this back, or hey, we were wrong about that. I mean, it's just insane.
Anybody find Fauci? Where's he these days?
Right, homeboy's gone. He went into hiding.
Bill Gates hit him somewhere. Yeah.
So I mean, anyway, look, I don't want to. I'm just saying that Terrence Howard might be a genius. He might be.
So funny enough, when he did that 1 × 2 or 1 × 1 = 2 talk at Oxford University, Terrence Howard said he was honored to be invited by Oxford, but it should be noted that he wasn't invited by Oxford University. But he was invited by the Oxford Union Society, like the social group.
Okay.
But Oxford is not standing behind his claims.
Right. It's not official. Not official. Okay.
So that's that's some social proof there.
But listen. So what this kind of opens the bag when we talk about conspiracy theories and stuff like that to one of my favorite comedians that I enjoy watching, Cat Williams, and he's been recently coming out going gangbusters on people, just like dropping bombs on everybody.
I don't know what was in that brown liquor, man, but that was just the truth serum right there.
He just kept coming. And again, another man who you're like, is this dude a genius? Because he claims he's a genius pretty much, right? He does. He claims he's a genius.
Well,
and
yeah.
He does. He's just like, the dude reads a book a day or some crazy stuff like that. Like, anyway, he's been basically bringing the heat. He has a comedy special coming out soon.
I already watched it.
You did? You saw it ahead of time?
Woke.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Good.
It's
already out.
It is? Oh, snap. Okay, I got to watch it. I might watch it tonight. So he got his, I mean, did he bring up these interviews and how he drops bombs? Like, does he bring it up in the comedy show?
Some, yeah. But then he like basically just expands on stuff and then does like comedy bits and stuff too. So sometimes it's like lighthearted or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty fun. It's not his best, but it's very entertaining.
Yeah. I think that, you know, if there's lots of people, right, in the industry, in Hollywood, who see a lot of stuff, who stay quiet because they know it's going to affect their careers. Right. If they ever come out, right? And it seems like Cat's just like, screw it. Like, I'm gonna start dropping bombs left and right. What did he say? That it was what's the first guy he interviewed with? What was that guy's name? The first one where he started. Yes. So it was on that podcast where he was just like, I get people to tell me their secrets. Like, I know everyone's secrets. That's like,
this is a safe space, so I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like
so he comes out, he gets everything he wants, right? And I mean, listen, that's kind of dangerous for the other. I bet there's no actor or anyone in Hollywood now that's going to say shit to that boy. But he got it. He got what he needed already, that he was able to bring out some heavy accusations. What would you say are some of the biggest ones that you were just thrown back by?
I mean, the big Kevin Hart's a plant. Joe Rogan has 6 unfunny comedians around him, which is extremely true. I'm going to get into that. Even though I'm fans of these people for their podcasts, not so much stand-up.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that. I mean, that's a long interview. I mean, he had one with Joe Rogan too, but that was more like, I feel like they're like sizing each other up. That wasn't more like, Club Shay Shay was just like, you know, he's just like, what you talking about, Cat? That's crazy, Cat. You know, it's just like, you know, it's just Shannon Sharp. He's like lovable unk, you know, like, you know, but he's a badass, you know, badass tight end in the back in the day. But like, anyways, so Kevin Hart, is a plant, and they're talking about what else? Yeah, I mean, just what else? That's a long interview.
Well, that enough. Okay, let's start with Kevin Hart. All right, I'm a huge Kevin Hart fan. You believe he's a plant?
I think he's a plant.
So you believe that? I mean, and the way that Cat painted it was that he's a plant. His success is only there because it was given to him, and he went as far as to say Kevin's not funny.
Well, yeah, and so another controversial one, where black men wearing dresses have sold themselves to Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, hold on though. Before you go down that path, I'm still on Kevin Hart.
That's a crazy path.
I'm still on Kevin Hart because I'm just like, hey, Kevin Hart's funny. I don't know how he's saying that Kevin Hart isn't funny. That's where he starts to lose me on credibility. It's like he's bringing out all these accusations, but when you say something like he ain't funny, I'm just like, He had
that one special that was good, but that's just because that was like his coming out party. He has the same shtick.
Yeah, well, he talks about his life. That's his shtick. He talks about his life, and I think that, I don't know, man. I enjoy watching him. I enjoyed watching him as the host of the Tom Brady roast. Where do you stand on that?
I thought there were some good. So I'm a huge roast fan. Like, I've studied the art of roasting. I have seen like literally every single roast going back to like Hugh Hefner, maybe even going back to like the Jerry Lewis like Rat Pack days and stuff like that. I'll watch weird stuff like that at 12
The
a.m.
art of the roast, dude. Tell me why you would study the art of the roast. Were you picked on as a kid or something? Like why?
No, I
Why
think
do you
it's
want
just
to
that
roast people?
because comedy's an American art form. It's like one, so, and then roasting is like basically like it's like the battle rap, right? It's just the and you live for the applause sometimes, so it's fun. As long as it's funny,
Yeah.
then a roast is appropriate. Like remember White House Correspondents' dinners? Remember those were pretty lighthearted and funny.
Yep.
Obama cracking jokes, whatever you feel about him. Trump, I don't know, he used to crack jokes and then he just like stopped going or whatever.
Yeah.
He should though, because I think Trump is hilarious. He's like
Oh, yeah.
unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then and that was like a tradition, like Bill Clinton, all that stuff. But the roasts are part of that's part of American culture. It's just one of those things that I like. I don't know. It's like sports, or it's like anything else, movies, whatever.
So in the roast, I think that I liked Nikki. What was her last name? Nikki
Glaser.
Yeah, Nikki Glacier. I think she killed it. She did great when she did her piece. Then you have that unknown guy. Well, I didn't know who he was. The one that started by sitting at the table, interviewing Dana White, and then he just started roasting everybody. That was
Tony Hinchcliffe, one of my favorite comedians of all time. I watch Kill Tony every single Monday. Used to go to the Comedy Store and watch that live Mondays as well too. That's how big it was by myself.
Damn.
That's how big it was. Yeah.
So it was about time. So you're saying again, he didn't come out of nowhere. He's been building up a fan base for a while, and this was like his coming out party where he showed that he belonged amongst them.
Well, let's go top roasters of all time. I'm gonna go number one is probably Jeff Ross.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably go number two of all time, Tony Hinchcliffe. Just the consistency, and he's so fast. He's extremely fast. That set that he did he wasn't even supposed to be really there. So he was on the ground floor. The whole concept of his show, Kill Tony, is to give comedians like just random people on the street 60 seconds on stage, and that's why they did the thing with Dana White. That's like the concept of his show.
Yeah.
And then he goes up. He's like, "Nice shoes, bitch. You get that from the divorce? Well, hello, everybody." He's just going in, or he's like, so that's Dana White, and what people don't know about Dana White is he's a degenerate gambler. So there's that. Okay, so let's go, and he's just boom, 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 headshot everybody, right? He goes straight up to, and it's like, oh, hell no's on it, like.
That was a great line.
Line. Because you can see the black people laughing in the back, he's killing.
Yeah.
Earthquake was on his feet. Earthquake, famed, black, stand-up comic. He's like, Earthquake's on his feet. That means I'm good, right? I got the pass.
Yeah.
He was he always.
What do you feel? What do you feel about a couple of the other roasters that were on there? Andrew Schultz. He's recently again. He's another podcaster. He was also he's a guest on other people's podcasts all the time. He has a couple stand-up comedies. But what do you think about his style of comedy?
I used to be I used to like his comedy because he's a New York guy. So there's like comedy spread out from like New York has its own scene. Chicago has its own scene. Austin now is arguably the comedy capital of the world right now. Arguably because of Joe Rogan and the mothership that he opened.
That's right.
And Tony Hinchcliffe's there. Everybody moved there basically. Tom Segura. All of them follow Joe Rogan and exodus out of California. And then we have, of course, California, like LA, right? Yeah. So they all have different styles. So anyways, Andrew Schultz's style is more New Yorkish. And I liked his podcast, but then like it started getting too political and like a little too like he got a weird haircut now, and I think that messed up his whole thing. Ever since the haircut, he just looks like an evil little kid.
I honestly was wondering, I'm like, did he get that haircut for a role in the movie? Because otherwise, why the frick would you do that haircut? Because
And
it
did you do
looks
that? You actually done that myself. That you want a little fryer little
well. It
thing,
just
like
it doesn't it does bring back like I don't want to say it, but it kind of looks like he's like a soldier
Nazi,
from World War.
like a Hitler's Youth. Yeah.
So I'm just like, dude, is he trying to have this look because he's trying to make like he's doing it for a movie or a movie role, or does he like low key like he just like yeah, this shit's hot.
I think it's high key. This shit's hot. And everybody's just like, I guess that's a new style. And then the real people are like, what the hell is that? You know, like, so it's like, but anyways, his style, just to answer your question. So yeah, I just didn't like, after a while, it just started rubbing me the wrong way. Him and Akash Singh is like his right hand man. I used to think he was sort of fun, pretty funny and all that stuff, but I don't know, man. They're just getting a little more diluted. I don't know if it's like, just, you live long enough to become the villain or whatever, like, just whatever case is, like, some people just got to disappear. Dave Chappelle, look at that, and made him like a legendary icon status. Like you
Yeah.
just sort of have to can't just.
Yo, but check it. So what tripped me out with Dave is Dave, like he obviously disappeared for a long time, and then he came back, and everyone was so excited, and then all of a sudden they were trying to cancel him for the transgender comments that he made in his comedy stand up, and then he went double down on that because he's like, y'all ain't gonna cancel me. So that was legendary because he's just like, hey, I'm not gonna get bullied into into submission, and then now he's like making him stand up all the time now, which is awesome for us, right? As spectators, we get to see the genius at work and him coming back and making us all laugh. Definitely a very unique style, the way Dave does it too. Great story.
Yeah, especially his new style. So some people are saying that that's not actually Dave Chappelle.
Come again.
So some people are saying that that's not actually Dave Chappelle. There's like these like rumors of like people that are saying that like these people they got replaced somewhere in
you're saying like replaced by a clone, a lookalike, like be more specific.
Yeah, like or whatever it is. But that's what they're saying. They're just speculating and then they just have like prosthetics on or whatever. Like that's a weird rabbit hole in itself. I just want to throw that out because it's out there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's wild.
There's a switch between like like Laffy Taffy. Remember that one? How hot? Or it was a stoner movie. Half Baked.
Half Baked.
Yeah. Like, Appa Zappa, you my only friend. He had like a different like voice.
Yeah, but he also smokes a lot, like a lot.
And then now he's all buff. I like skinny crackhead looking, like like crack energy. Like he was fast. He's everywhere. Now he's just like leaned up, like yeah. So
he went through, but he went. So okay, here's my philosophy, or not philosophy. This is my thoughts on that. I think that you get to a point age-wise where you're just like, I need, shit ain't right. They test themselves, find out they're low testosterone, probably got on testosterone, probably like the effects of it, went heavier on it, maybe even dealt with juice, right? Maybe even got into the gear, started getting buff. You know who else did that shit around the same time was Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre all of a sudden came out. He was swole. I was like, holy shit, this guy's Arnold Schwarzenegger, the producer. Like, wild, But I think, and after a little bit of time, like their size has gone down. They're not as big, but there was a time like they'd come out. Everybody was just like, what happened to these guys' body? Like they're huge.
Right.
Not a bad thing. It looks good. Like it's cool looking, but I remember seeing that at the same time that Chappelle was doing. I was like, Dr. Dre came out the same way. And I was like, man, these guys really got ribs.
Right. So going back to the Tom Brady roast, I mean, I would say, so it was, Nikki Glaser killed it. She's like, what is it? It's like, that was like the worst decision ever made ever since you said, hey, babe, maybe you should try jujitsu,
Yeah, because for those who don't know, like that's what they're saying with Tom Brady's wife is hooking up with her jiu-jitsu or her karate instructor, whatever. Yeah.
And I was like, man, and I didn't. So Tom Brady really took that back. So him and Jeff Ross made like a corporation or whatever to do these goat roasts. So try to get Serena Williams, try to get Tiger Woods, try to get the goats of
every industry.
And he very much regrets doing the roast.
I bet, dude. I think okay. I think it ran a little long. I think that after a
I
while,
loved it. I'm a roast fan, so I was there
uh,
for all of it.
I could
I
watch.
was
I think about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. That's a good roast time. I think after that, the jokes start to get somewhat repetitive. They're kind of just they're. I don't know. I mean,
everybody
that's
has
just
a
my
different
opinion.
delivery. Come on,
Yeah,
Ron Burgundy came out. He wasn't my favorite, but I mean that's Ron
I
Burgundy.
didn't think that was funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome that he came out, but what he delivered, I just didn't
Yeah.
think it was funny.
And Ben Affleck, what is that, man?
What
You came
the
out. You're supposed
hell,
to
dude?
roast Tom Brady, not like get up. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, and he's just like venting about his life. I'm like, bro, get off the stage, dude. Like, what are you doing?
I think it was, yeah, that was definitely weird seeing him. I ultimately, like I said, overall, it was cool. I would not have wanted to have been either Tom Brady or Gronkowski. Gronkowski got beat
Oh,
on
Rob.
a
Oh, Rob.
lot.
And fun
He-
is, oh man, Nikki Glazier's line. Oh man, this one's really good. She's like, Tom Brady, you lost 30 million to cryptocurrency. Like even Rob Gronkowski knows that. Rob is like, me know that this is not real money.
Me, no, not real. He poor guy, dude. He got beat up so much. He got beat up
Yeah,
more, almost as much
concussion
as his
joke.
head coach. That coach got beat
But
up
what
quite a
about
bit.
his set? What about his set? I thought his set was
He
hilarious.
did pretty good. He
Because
did
he was
pretty
doing
good.
some weird stuff, like, and it's just like, I wrote that. It's like, yeah, of
I
course you
saw
did. I was like,
I
of
saw a
course, the
lot
most
of people.
wackest thing ever.
I saw a lot of people say that he went off script plenty of times.
A lot. I mean, he's like, Kevin Hart, you're like short enough to, even when you're standing up, he's like, what the heck, man? He's like, and he's like,
What?
and then he like paused for a second, and he's like, oh man, and he got stuck. He's like, spell it out, Gronk, spell it out. Like, just
Yeah.
read the teleprompter.
What's the Bert Kreischer? Okay.
Oh, he's controversial to me.
He was kind of getting on my nerves because anytime that any of the roasters would cross in front of him, he'd
The
be
kiss
reading the
after.
damn
Everyone had attention.
teleprompter. He'd be reading the
Oh,
teleprompter, so you could see that he's reading the jokes along with the roaster, and that just like it takes away from it. It's just like because he's laughing, but he's reading. His lips are moving word for word what the roaster is saying. He was reading it out loud.
everybody was doing that. Everybody was reading it.
I know that they could all read it. He was like lipping. I didn't see anybody else lipping it like he would.
Yeah. Bert Kreischer, man. Okay, so I like. I mean, the machine story I think is made up, but that was like his call to fame. He went to Russia and then like
Yeah.
befriended the mafia. I think that's a fake. I think that's a fake story. But I love Bobby Lee. He's one of my favorite like podcast comedians.
He's funny.
I mean, he's good. It's not just because we're Korean brothers, but it's because he's
funny.
good.
He's funny.
And Bert Kreischer was in that circle, and he's had like funny podcast moments, but I've never sat through. I mean, I watched The Machine. I was like, okay, whatever. But he has a shtick. He has the shirt off. He's a Travel Channel guy. Okay, let me give him a shot, right? And I'm like, okay, he's sort of a mainstay. But Kat is right. Joe Rogan has like six. So I know who it is. It's
These are
Andrew
the six
Schultz.
comedians that are not funny that are in his circle.
According to Kat, that's just because, and they're only around because of Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's Tom Segura, that's Bert Kreischer, that's Andrew Schultz. Hopefully, it's not Mark Norman. I like him.
Okay.
I like his style. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up. He's really, really funny. Comedy, he's really funny. And there's also who else is in that circle? Ari Shafir, gross. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's the guy that made that Kobe joke. I don't hate him for that. He's just not funny. And he does weird stuff.
Yeah.
He's like a really weird guy, like creepy weird guy. And then you have, who am I missing? Shafir, Segura. I mean, there's just, so anyways, yeah, but they're not that funny, but they're just around Joe Rogan. And I think he was mentioning, I think one of them was supposed to be Tony Hinchcliffe, but I think Tony Hinchcliffe will annihilate him in a roast contest. Annihilate him.
Yeah.
Like kill him. Like seriously, like
Yeah.
Tony you should watch all of his videos. I mean, if you guys get a chance, binge his roast with Snoop Dogg or watch that one. That one is, one is heated.
You're saying Snoop is roasting too in that one?
He's getting roasted.
Oh, okay. So he
Yeah,
was
so
they
Tony
were roasting
Hinchcliffe
Snoop.
was also, yeah, he was also writing for that show. Watch, everybody that's watching this, do your homework and watch that. That's one I've watched that probably once every 2 weeks. It's just that good. I know every single joke, and he killed harder than he killed. That was light work. What he did at the roast, like Tom
Yeah,
Brady roast, that was light work to me. I feel like that was
yeah,
super light work. Like I've seen him go just the most imaginative, like craziest roast, like just I've seen it all. But the Snoop Dogg one is hilarious.
yeah.
Like he gets after
So,
Michael. Yeah,
what are your thoughts on? There's a comedian that I've recently started watching. I hadn't known about him since this year. Shane Gillis. Shane
yeah.
Gillis. He had a Netflix special. I watched
Yeah.
it without knowing who the hell he was, and I laughed my ass off the whole way through. Like he was making me laugh a lot. You say what about him?
I mean, he's the number one comedian in the world right now in terms of revenue. I feel like
For
he's
real?
just yeah, yeah. He's probably number one in terms of
Above
that.
Kevin Hart?
Above Kevin Hart, probably. Yeah. When's the
Damn.
last time Kevin Hart? When's the last time Kevin Hart hosted SNL?
I don't know, but he's touring right now.
So is Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
I want to watch
huh?
Shane. I'd love to see Shane in person. Uh, yeah, like I'm a fan. I'm a fan, and I saw his new. He has a new series out called Tires on
Yeah.
Netflix that I finished watching as well, and I thought that was pretty funny. Um,
I'm not a big fan of his stand up. Too much. I mean, he's funny. It's cool. I like just like the random bro stuff that he does, and like with Barstool and stuff like that. I like that content
yeah,
more from him. But I mean, he's also a New York guy, and I think that was one of the ones that Kat was alluding to. But I think he was sort of he
really?
separated himself. He said, "Oh, and Theo Vaughn might be one of them too."
Oh,
So
Theo's funny, bro.
no, but that's the thing. You know what I mean? This is all subjective, I guess. I'm just trying to throw out names of like
Yeah.
who would be in that pocket. Bobby Lee could even be one, right?
Oh, same thing.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah,
right? So that
yeah.
little pocket is what he's talking about.
Without him
But
actually saying it himself, it's all speculation at this point. Without him actually naming names.
yeah, but then we have that. Like I just named like 8 names and just choose 6, right? And
Yeah.
that's what it is. But
You're basically saying you're right. You're basically like, hey, even though he didn't name any names, this is the list, and I'm pretty damn sure 6 of these 8 is
yeah,
them.
yep.
I love
And
the
I know Bobby
confidence,
Lee's
Andrew.
not
I love the
really.
confidence.
I'm just saying, man. I'm a fan, dude. If I know something, I'm confident. I'm gonna say how it is. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, with Shane Gillis, I mean, he got canceled from. So his whole history is he got hired on SNL pre-pandemic, I believe, or right when the pandemic started,
Yeah.
and then he got fired the next day for making like a racial joke on a podcast about Asians, which if it's a joke and if it's in comedy, I don't really care. I mean, as an Asian, I mean, I know some people,
Right.
black people, Mexican, like they can have their own whatever feelings about this. That the way I feel is like, if it's funny, let it fly.
Yeah.
If it's not funny, that's when you have issues,
Yeah. The big thing,
right?
though, the big thing. So it's almost like the comedians are trying to say that this is our get out of jail free card because we're
No, it's our
comedians and
last
because we
bastion
can.
of free speech.
Yeah. But they're saying because we're being funny and because we're, because we're comedians, we can damn near say whatever we want as long as it's funny, right?
As long as it's funny, as long as remember Kramer, that wasn't funny,
I
right?
You mean the show? Oh yeah.
Kramer,
His
the
weird
outburst at
his
the Laugh
weird
Factory when he just started saying the N word all like
yeah
repeatedly to somebody heckling him.
yeah
That wasn't funny.
yeah
He got canceled before the woke movement.
right. But
So it has
now
to be funny.
in the middle of the woke movement, though, it should still be good for comedians to touch any subject as long as they're funny.
That's why I love Kill Tony, man. That's why I watch that every month. So he moved to Austin because California, like, they couldn't let him do his show anymore. And like, where can we do it? And he like by default went to Austin.
Yeah,
And he was at Antone's first, which is like a famous like show place in Austin. People, Austinites, you guys know what I'm talking about. They moved over to the Vulcan gas company, and then now he's at the mothership. Joe Rogan opened up like a huge club there. So anyways, so he pushes the boundaries. Like he goes super racist, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Again, it's hilarious. So it's just like, oh man, I can't. Ooh, but dang, that's funny, right? Like you get that vibe. Again, if the black people are laughing, you're good. You're good. I mean, especially as a white comedian, you're up there and you're just killing, and like black people are on there, like you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Right? Like
so let me ask you this question, because one of the what I feel like got me super interested in wanting to watch stand-up comedy as much as I do is when Eddie Murphy came out with Eddie Murphy Delirious. And I remember watching it and laughing like I've never laughed before. I was pretty young. I shouldn't have been watching it. But, watching that and then watching Eddie Murphy Raw, I'm just wondering why he hung up that hat. Like, why did not, like, is it not a passion for him anymore? Does he feel he's too good for that? I just feel, because look at the level of fame that Kevin Hart's at right now. He doesn't have to do stand-up anymore, but he's out touring right now. And, there's a lot of guys who are kind of in that genre, but it's just like, why isn't Eddie does he just not have anything else to say, or what? No.
Here's the real answer. So I forgot which interview it was. It was a comedian talking about Eddie Murphy. I think it had to be, I don't know if it was like one of the kings of comedy or somebody, but it's like, what happened to Eddie Murphy? He's like, he got like, how much money does he has like hundreds of millions of dollars. He's like, he's just chilling. That was the answer. He's just chilling. He's like, I don't have anything else to do. And then he is like, okay, let me come back and do Tower Heist on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, why did you do that? That's a random movie. Like,
yeah.
So, he was just chilling. But I feel like he has like the urge to sort of come back. I don't think he'll ever do a stand-up special again. I think he's going to stay like, not the main character.
I bet you that shit would sell out quick. I bet you that he would set records. I think he would set records if he did that. And I think that every like major comedian would be in attendance at whatever venue he goes to. I mean,
he's top 3.
Yeah. I think
hopefully top. Wait, who's your top 3?
Comedian. I mean, he's definitely one of them. But I like him. I do. I enjoy Kevin Hart. I've watched all his stand-ups and I've enjoyed all of them except for, I didn't enjoy the one he did during 2020 when he was like in his outdoor thing. I didn't enjoy that one very much, but outside of that, I've enjoyed so many of them. I've seen them many times. Third place, I would say, I mean, Dave Chappelle does make me laugh really hard. And I love how he doesn't let people bully him. Like he just like, he's going to keep throwing down with whatever topics he wants to talk about. So those are probably my top 3.
Dave Chappelle's number 1 for me. Oh, this is so LA. There's a crackhead looking at me like through the. He's staring at me right now.
Speaking of,
all right.
Hey, you made me laugh, so that's okay that you said that.
All right. Yeah. That was so good. Live and die in LA. Anyways, so gosh, man, that guy was just like right. So, anyways, I got Chappelle number 1. I'll probably go. Murphy 2. I mean, I love Cat Williams. Cat 3.
Cat's great, and he would definitely, if there was a top 5, he'd be in the top 5.
Honorable mention: Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
I mean, this is an old head versus a new head conversation too. It could be right. We're talking about like old era versus new era.
Yeah.
Some people love who was the other, like Rodney Dangerfield or something like that. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Like people have.
Yeah, there's definitely other cats. I just feel like from an influential standpoint, I feel like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, those guys influence probably a lot more comedians than anybody else. And I think that the other thing is even with how few stand-ups that Eddie did, they're pretty timeless. Like you could watch them today and still laugh at so many of his jokes, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that's why he carries so well.
Yeah, what was that one joke? Edgy. You talking about the African girls? He's like, Edgy, Edgy, why you no love me, Edgy?
Eddie, Eddie, why you don't love me, Eddie? I
Yeah.
used to have that whole stand up memorized. The ice cream man bit was hilarious because that's the
Yeah.
one thing. Like my kid doesn't really know the ice cream man deal. Like we don't have an ice cream man coming through our neighborhood. Like they don't know that life, you know. But when you had an ice cream man, like that whole bit, God, that had me laughing so hard with the ice cream man.
Yeah. No, he's great. I mean, dude, right now is a golden age for stand-up comedy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
There's a pretty good base. There's like a shift in power in terms of the comedy world too, a little bit. And there's new up and comers that are just going crazy, like a David Lucas. I would call out like a man who else is super funny. You know what's really messed up? So I told you I watch a lot of Kill Tony, and he has regulars on. And man, so I played basketball. There's a park across the street. It's sort of ghetto, as you can tell. And there was this one guy, Malcolm Hatchett. He was a regular on Kill Tony. Hilarious, just so funny. Like he had this one thing. He's like known for sleeping in his car at the Planet Fitness, takes a shower. Anyways, like he's just like, he had one of my favorite jokes is like, so it's like I was with this girl, we both in my car. It's like after we had sex, it's like, what are we? He's like, bitch, we still both homeless. I don't know. So fast forward to 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I'm on the courts. I see him homelessed out, no shoes on, and like I knew who he was, but I was like, bro, you're like so off right now. And he was super homeless, no shoes on, just socks on. He's like, hey, let me get next. Like, I'm like, dude, what happened to you, man?
yeah.
And then I'm like, bro, like Malcolm, I know you are, but like, you need shoes, man. You need shoes to play. He's like, man. I was like, dude, this is so sad. So LA can eat people up, spit people out, man.
No,
Like it's just,
but I mean, the reality is LA eats most people up who go there for chasing that Hollywood dream. You know,
absolutely.
it's insane. And it's like you were saying in one of the other episodes, it's like most people in LA are transplants now, trying to make it in the industry and then get spit up, or what do they say, chewed up, spit out, and had to leave again. Either that or they
Was that
stick around and
Eminem
go,
line?
who?
Was that Eminem line from Lose Yourself? I was chewed up and spit out and booed on stage.
He did use that, but that's that chewed up and spit out has been around for many decades.
Centuries.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think comedy's in a good place right now. I mean, Tom Brady roast, I think, really resurged. Like anybody can get it. You know what I mean? Anybody can get it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you can roast
not
anyone
like that.
famous.
What was that?
You can roast anyone famous. So it doesn't.
Yeah, but there was a hiatus on roasts because of the woke culture, right? There was, before that, you had the Charlie Sheen, you had the Hugh Hefner roast, you had the David Hasselhoff roast. That was hilarious. You had like Donald Trump got roasted too. People forget about that. Remember when Donald Trump was loved?
Yeah. When all the rappers loved him, all the
rappers loved him. He was just like,
he was who they wanted to be. He was who they wanted to be. Yep.
Yeah, the Don. Remember the Don? Now he's like Trump, and it's just like such a, but back then he was the Don.
Yeah.
The Donald. You know what I mean? So it's just like The Apprentice, all the Amorosa. Man, anyways, I thought that was hilarious.
What are the next 3 people you'd love to see roasted?
Ooh,
from any fame industry, any industry where people are famous.
Charles Barkley.
He would be great to see roasted.
His set's going to be the best.
Yeah.
And with TNT, so TNT's not renewing the NBA contract, and inside the NBA, that show with Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, and it's probably the funniest show on TV besides It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, it's just that fun. It's the jokes that come out of there just like repeatable and hilarious. They're losing their contract after this year. So Charles Barkley is a free agent, so he can do whatever he wants. I mean, I actually want him to go to Barstool.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But yeah, so Charles Barkley, number one. Another person to get roasted, shoot. So like it's like pretty boys that get roasted, like Rob Lowe's, they get, it's like
Yeah.
that. But Charles Barkley's gonna be hilarious in itself. The Deion Sanders roast was actually funny too, if you watch that. Or not the Deion Sanders, was the other guy from Dallas, the other Cowboy,
I don't know.
Emmitt Smith. Anyway, Emmitt Smith.
But
Anyways,
listen, do one sports, one from movies, and one from music.
sure. I'll go. Okay, so Charles Barkley, number one for sports. Music, Justin Bieber already got roasted. Yeah, let's go Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
Great. Oh, dude, there's so much material there. That would be great. She would never do it, but that would be great.
No, nothing's off. Oh man, just gloves off. Taylor Swift roast.
Oh, it would be a slaughter. Ooh, okay, so we got music.
And then she's working enough to be like, yeah, let me try this out. Like there's like a 30% chance she's down. Anyways.
Not if you watch the Tom Brady roast, she might be out at that point.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. I mean, after the Kim Kardashian treatment too. So
yeah, and Nikki Glacier, like the way they talk about Nikki Glacier and Kim Kardashian, like it would just be that for 3 hours, that kind of talk.
Yeah.
So it'd be rough.
Just talking about body parts and eating disorders and stuff. Yeah. So okay, Taylor Swift and movies. I mean, Tom Cruise is never going to agree to do this.
Because they would roast Scientology so.
He'd just be like that fake laugh that he has. But then he'd just be
smile. But everyone's gonna take notes behind the scenes. Like all Scientologists are gonna be taking notes behind the scenes. Like, all right, I got you. I see what you said.
Yeah.
Then they follow.
I go Tom Cruise, man.
That was good off the top right now. That was good. Tom Cruise, Taylor Swift, Charles Barkley. That was good.
Did I ask your list?
I don't have a list because that's roasting wasn't my thing. That was your thing. That's why I wanted to ask you because I'm not as into the roast as you are, but I will watch them. I haven't watched all of them, but I will watch some that interest me. And those three, I would definitely.
Oh, never mind. I take that back. Terrence Howard. I take that back. Replace Tom Cruise with Terrence Howard. Call it a day. That is gonna be a good roast.
Oh, dude!
Especially if he does it now. Especially if he does it. If they set this up now, Netflix get the paperwork. Get this done or YouTube, whatever, man. Terrence Howard roast just sounds hilarious. Man.
Yeah,
he's like, they need Jamie Foxx there. They need.
Yeah. What do you think? Man. What do you think? Like, is he too loved at this point to see a Robert Downey Jr. roast?
I mean, it could happen. It could definitely happen for sure. But that's not my top list. Is that yours?
No, I'm just curious because he's one of the I feel like he's made such a 180 in his life and really elevated the whole Marvel universe to be what it is and has probably helped so many people to get into that universe and change their life. I just feel like he's really loved right now that it'd be weird to see him get roasted because they'd be bringing up his past a lot. I just don't know. I don't know if it would stick well, but
that's what happened with Rob Lowe. So Rob Lowe, they kept talking about he had a pedophilia charge hooking up with a 16-year-old when he was 18 or something. I don't know what it was or something like that. So they kept bringing that up, and he's like, "Dude, stop, please." Stop.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's there has to be there's sometimes where it's that level of discomfort gets too high for the viewer, where it's just and then it's not as enjoyable to me. There's that balance where it's it has to be really funny, even though it's a little uncomfortable to hear that they just dug at him like that. But if it gets too uncomfortable and not so funny, then it's not as enjoyable. So it's a balance.
Yeah. Right.
Dude, what a great topic today that we had. I mean, we started with Terrence Howard, went into talking about Cat Williams and his conspiracies, went into comedy. Dude, this was fun.
Can I give some homework assignments for the viewers?
Yes.
So watch the Tony Hinchcliffe roast of Snoop Dogg, his set.
Okay.
And he goes after everybody. Mike Epps, what's his name? Big guy, white chicks moving his chest. What's his name? Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Blackson, French Montana, Lunel. Paul Rodriguez, who's was there, and Tony had this one line. He was talking about that one. that one chick that Dr. Dre like beat up. It gets like, but it gets like super crazy, and everybody like you see Too Short in the audience like. So that's a really, really good one. Also, Jeff Ross roasting Emmitt Smith. That's a classic one that you have to watch.
Okay. All right.
Those two, and I would say those two are like my favorite two roasts of all time.
Yeah. All right. Done.
Yeah.
Write those down, audience. Watch some good comedy this weekend. Have a good time. But yeah, man, that was fun. Thanks so much for doing this again. And everyone else, will come up with another great topic to chat about next week and hit you with another one. Although I got to see what date, because I might still be on my trip, but we'll try to get one in next week still.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. Everyone else, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.